What's going on? Trip Kramer here from tripadvice.com. On today's video, I need to give you some brutal truths, things that I wish I would have told myself when I was in my 20s, things that you should absolutely learn by the time you're 30. And if you're watching this video and you're over 30, maybe you didn't learn this, that's okay. You still should watch this because you're gonna learn right now. Number one, try and live alone as soon as humanly possible. So what I mean is, it's not gonna be attractive for you to have roommates. Women don't wanna know that you have roommates. Of course, they're gonna be understanding if you do, if you're like 22, 23, but as you start creeping into your late 20s, especially in your 30s, and you still have roommates, it's not attractive. Having a roommate basically is signaling that you don't have the resources or the finances to live alone. Plus, ideally, you're living alone anyways. I get it, in your early 20s, it's kind of fun. You're with your buddies, you're doing your thing. But once you start creeping into the late 20s and later, it's best to have your own place. You're probably gonna wanna have your own place so you can do the things that you wanna do, take the women back that you wanna take back, and not have to deal with any drama. Some of you live in cities where that's almost impossible. Still doesn't take away from the fact that you should be striving to eventually live alone, which brings me to my next point. Let's talk about money. One of the brutal truths that you have to learn is that money is important. And I know that some of you might be like, Trip, duh. And I get it. It is pretty obvious, but I'll even say for myself, I don't think I really realized it until I was in my late 20s, how important money really is. And I think that money can be seen in some ways as evil, and rich people are seen as evil, and even the media and Hollywood portrays in movies that the rich people are always evil, or the evil people are always rich. Now listen. Money can be used for bad things. You could be using it to spend on things that just feed some sort of addiction. Maybe it's a shopping addiction, a drug addiction, who knows? But money can also be used for amazing things. I think that money is the most important thing that we can have because it allows us to invest. Invest where? Into the stocks? Maybe. But I really mean invest into yourself. Money allows us more freedom and allows us to fix things where we might have problems. There's a famous quote, hopefully I don't butcher it. It's from a copywriter. His name is John Carlton. He said, "Money solves problems that not having money causes." Think about that for a second. Meaning, when we have an abundance of cash flow, we can do things that can help ourselves. We can make ourselves look more attractive. We can get a therapist. We can hire a fitness trainer. We can hire a coach to help you with dating. You can hire someone to help you with business. You can invest in your own business. You can invest in the stock market or in other businesses so you have retirement so you don't have to work when you're older. There are so many great things that money can do. And so I feel like there's still people out there, probably in their early 20s, like myself, by the way, who didn't care about that stuff. It was like, no, I just want to, money, forget it, I don't need that. I just need to be happy and be with my friends. And like, that's all I really need. Until you get older and you realize, well, if you want a family one day, if you want them to have a great life, if you want to live a fun lifestyle, if you want to do things that you want to do, money is necessary. So it's okay to be working in your 20s and 30s to be making a good living and making as much as you need. Number three, brutal truth. Women are attracted to it all. I've said this on the YouTube channel before. They're attracted to what you do for work, how much you make, and your money. They're attracted to your status. They're attracted to your looks, and they're attracted to your behavior. The rest of the internet is usually somewhere on each end. No, it's just looks, money, status. And some people say, well, no, it's just like your behavior. And if you're confident, you're good. And a lot of women will say that too. No, it's everything. It's your lifestyle. It's the way you present yourself. It's the way you act. And this is something that I don't think guys necessarily, well, I don't think some guys learn this really ever. And that's why it's important. I'm saying it to you right now. You always want to be working on every aspect of yourself possible to make sure you're your most attractive. Don't just work on becoming the most fit and most attractive. You got to be confident and have behaviors that are attractive to women. And make sure that you're not only focusing on making a lot of money while that's attractive to women, and still you got to have the other things that go along with it. So focus on it all. Here's a big one, and I learned this way too late in my life. Just because she's being nice to you doesn't mean that she likes you. And to go along with this, just because maybe you get a kiss at the end of the date, maybe you even sleep with the girl and have a one-night stand, it doesn't mean that she really likes you. Sure, in that moment she was attracted to you. In that moment she liked you. But women live in temporary truths, so that can change from time to time. So that means that even though you're getting feelings that she likes you, you got a kiss, you got the date, just because those things are happening, it doesn't mean it's certain. So what's the point of me telling you this? Don't get too worked up. There's a famous saying, nothing is until it is. So don't get overexcited and make sure that you're being more present and having a good time and dating multiple women. So may the best one win. Number 5, this one is pretty important. By the time you're 30, you got to do the best you can do here to figure out what you want to do with your life, or at the very least, know where your life is headed. Now, let me be careful here because I hate when people say, what's your 5-year plan? It's a pretty lame question. But you should have an idea of what it is that you desire and what it is that you want. I'm guilty over here. I learned that way too late in life. I learned that more in my early 30s. Now, I always knew I wanted to do trip advice, but in my early 30s, I was like, well, where do I want to live? And what kind of lifestyle do I want? And do I want kids? And what do I really see? I wish I would have focused more on that in my 20s and figured that out. Because by the time you're 30, it'd be good to ramp up the areas where you know you want to be focusing on, right? I don't want you to be figuring it out until you're 40 or 50 years old and now there's not a lot of time left and now you're focused on that. Think about where life can take you. If you're like 25 years old and you go, okay, this is what I want. I know I want a wife. I know I want kids. I know I want to live in Tallahassee and I know I want to be doing this for work. Just some of those main things, even the details are not as important. Just some of those main things. So you have a path and a purpose. So you see an end result and then you can know how to get there. I want to hear from you. This is just 5. There's probably another 100 of these. What's something that you think other guys should know by the time that they're 30? Write it in the comments. I want to see a bunch of these. I want to see what's going on in your heads. I want to see what you guys are thinking about, and let's help each other out. So write that down. I hope these 5 helped, and I'll see you on the next video.